Tonight we are going to touch on the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, and I'm going to tread very lightly because I know it's a very sensitive topic, and I truly feel for the people who have dealt with these very sensitive topics and now have to relive the trauma because this case is so widely publicized. Being somebody who has dealt with a lot of traumas that are highlighted in this case, I haven't been able to watch everything, so I am going to do commentary on what I have watched, and like I said, I am not here to judge either side. I'm here to just kind of report on what I've seen as a whole. I was asked to touch on these things, and that's what I'm going to do. And as well, we'll touch a little bit on the Blac Chyna Kardashian trial and kind of what she's trying to do and why she's taking them to court, along with the Met Gala. I'm going to do a full video on the Met Gala and some of the looks, kind of rating people's looks and talking about their outfits over on my main ASMR channel that will be linked down below if you are not already following me there. But yeah, let's go ahead and jump right in. So in terms of the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial, what is happening there? It is a defamation case. So Johnny Depp is trying to prove that he did not do the accusations that Amber Heard is saying that he did. And defamation is a really hard thing to prove, and it differs from state to state in terms of the laws and what has to be done in order to win a defamation case, but it is not the easiest thing to do. Because there's freedom of speech and things of that nature. So Johnny Depp has to try and prove that Amber is lying. And Amber has to try and prove that she's not. And there's been testimonies from people. It's been pretty messy. Can I just reference real quick? I have one sock on my foot. I just realized. One foot is sockless and the other is not. It's been a day. I had a dentist appointment today. I got my teeth drilled to smithereens, except for the one that's actually causing me pain, but we won't go there. Can you tell I like to ramble? Quickly get off topic. But anyway, a lot has come out in this case, and like I said, it's been very triggering. It can be very triggering for a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons, and it could resurface a lot of traumas for people, and that's why I'm treading very lightly with what I say, because I think that people deserve that, people who have gone through traumas such as the ones that are being touched on in this court case have already gone through so much and already have to deal with their mental health and what they deal with on a daily inside their brain, right? So then to have to watch and hear the things that are being talked about within this case and stuff. And one could say, well, they can just turn off the TV. They don't have to watch. Not so easy when it's publicized. Literally, my entire TikTok thread is nothing but this case. So, and I think because I have gone through, things, I've gone through some things. I've gone through I had an ex-boyfriend who was very toxic. We'll use that word because I know YouTube doesn't like certain words, and I don't want to mess around with that. But he was not good for me in many ways, and it was a very unhealthy relationship. And hearing and seeing some of the things in this case is definitely kind of made me reminisce on some things that I went through. And I know other people have gone through far, far worse. So my heart goes out to them. And in terms of this case, like I said, I'm not saying I believe one or the other. I'm just going to state the facts of what has been presented so far. I have some notes written down here. This is not going to be everything, so like I said, I haven't watched everything. It's been a very elongated, lengthy case, and like I said, I just can't get too invested. Let me see here. So we have seen and heard testimonies from different people, as I said, about Amber possibly being toxic in this situation. And I say possibly to everything. Possibly, okay? Because we don't know. That's why there's a court case. They're trying to prove who did what. So if I use the word supposedly or possibly, that's why. Johnny Depp talked about things that he went through as a child. They touched on that. And in terms of testimonies, Johnny Depp's bodyguard recently did a testimony stating that he was there once with Johnny Depp's nurse, and the nurse was there because Johnny's finger was severed after a trip. And the bodyguard stated that Amber was being very, what's the word that I would like to use? Malicious, I guess. I don't know the proper word, but she was saying some very nasty things. She was attempting to spit on Johnny. And what I'm going to say here, and what the bodyguard also stated, was that Johnny is not innocent in, as a whole. Johnny has definitely had some things that he's done wrong in this situation. There's definitely been some emotional toxicity from him, and the bodyguard did state that Johnny was very mad during this, tussle, but it wasn't anything physical. And that's the whole preface of this case, is trying to prove that he caused physical harm. And so far, there hasn't been anybody that's come forward saying that he has. But there have been people who have come forward saying Amber has towards Johnny. It was said that the bodyguard said that she also threw a can of Red Bull at Johnny, and again was attempting to spit on him, and they were just spewing very hateful things back and forth. And the bodyguard had to kind of intervene because it was getting out of control and very toxic. But he did say that Amber tried to hit Johnny with a closed fist and was swinging at him, and Johnny did not come back at her at all. Was saying things that were not so nice, but no physical harm. So there was that. And then Amber currently has not taken the stand, and it's said that she will be within the next couple days, so that shall be interesting to hear what she has to say under oath. Amber had stated, and the lawyer had presented, that Amber would made particularly for color correcting, and that the reason that she carried this palette was so that she can cover up her bruising. And she referenced that, this was connected to her relationship with Johnny Depp. And later, the company that produced, I forget, maybe was it Maybelline? I'll have to double check, but the company that physically made that palette did some investigating, put two and two together and said, couldn't be that palette, could not be that palette, because that palette wasn't made until a year after the accusations. So the dates didn't add up. And some people are arguing that if it were true, because it's related towards trauma, that she would remember that, and there's, no way that she could have got confused. And we don't know, and that's what's hard about these cases, but, that situation kind of didn't paint her in the best light. It didn't make her look very good. I know that's something that a lot of people are talking about, and a lot of people are referencing. And Amber's lawyer said today in court that, Amber has stated that Johnny is washed up in terms of his acting career, and that he's no longer relevant. And Johnny laughed at that. He physically started laughing in court. And then another statement that was made. We've seen some audio and visuals of Johnny, and Johnny dealt with a lot of addiction issues, some issues with alcohol, and he did admit to that, and he was prescribed a medication to help him through his opiate withdrawal, and Amber, I guess, was the one administering the medication, and she was withholding it from him and purposely taunting him. And from somebody who's been through opiate withdrawal, it's horrible. It is like hell on earth for 3 to 5 days. Your body and mind are just in, disarray. It's literally horrible. So that's a form of torture, to purposely withhold someone's medication that's going to help them feel better, whether it was for, addiction or not, whether it was for withdrawal or for anything else for that matter. You can't do that. Who are you, and what right do you have to do that, So that was disturbing. And there's been, like I said, a lot of things that have been disturbing throughout this case. And it's messy. It is messy. And like I said, my heart goes out to the people that have gone through really bad trauma around some of these topics and have to see these things being so widely publicized and talked about. So just be kind and compassionate to others if you're going to talk about it in the comments. And yeah, that's all I really have to say on that. Then we got Miss Blac Chyna. Now, Blac Chyna originally came onto the scene and was dating the rapper named Tyga, and they had a child together. And then shortly after, Tyga started seeing / dating Kylie Jenner at a very young age. Some people think they were seeing each other before she was legal, but there's no real proof of that. Just kind of hearsay. But so obviously Blac Chyna had an issue with that. She was Tyga's baby's mom. They were in a relationship for 3 years. Then here comes little Kylie, and Kim and Blac Chyna were actually close. they were good friends. So Kylie was around Blac Chyna and her baby and would like kind of like interact with them and do things with the baby, hold the baby, and then she went and got with Tyga. So Blac Chyna obviously didn't like that, didn't like Kylie after that. They had issues. Well, fast forward some time. Blac Chyna gets with Rob Kardashian, the only male in the Kardashian family, and some people think it was to purposely spite Kylie so that she would be in the family. And they ended up having a baby together, and they have a little girl, Rob and Blac Chyna. So Blac did one with Tyga, one with Rob. And recently she went on a Twitter rant and was saying that she had to sell like 6 of her vehicles or get rid of them, as she said, because she was a single mother supporting her children and wasn't getting child support. And first Tyga commented on the thread and said, "Why would I give you child support when I have my child?" I think it was like 5 days a week or something he had the kid. And then he also stated, and on top of that, I'm paying like $50,000 a year for them to go to private school on top of all their medical bills and everything else. And then Rob also commented on that thread saying similar things, kind of piggybacking off of Tyga, essentially calling her out, saying we're the ones that have our kids the majority of the time. Why would we pay you child support? You should be the one paying us child support. And that kind of was like, oof. Baby girl, that didn't make you look that good, right? So that happened. Now, fast forward to now. Blac Chyna is suing Kylie, Kris Jenner, and Kim Kardashian. Maybe Khloe as well. But like Kendall and Kourtney are not being sued for whatever reason. And there's no cameras allowed in the courtroom or anything like that. But she's suing them for losses, saying, like, she's suing them for a lot of money, okay? Like, a lot. Like 40 million or something like that. Like, a lot of money, 400 million, something crazy. And she's saying it's for lost wages because she's saying that, again, like a defamation type thing. She's saying that the Kardashian crew got her and Rob's TV show canceled. And so she's suing for the losses of that and any future losses that is estimated that would have came out of them still having a popular show. So, yeah, I would love to be a fly on the wall in that courtroom. Can you imagine? Oh my god. I cannot imagine. And Blac Chyna kind of flies off the handle and says some like kind of bizarre things. There was a TikTok. There's been a couple TikToks of her. One was at the airport and she was like saying all this bizarre stuff. And then another one the other day was her in a vehicle and she was talking about the court case. And she was like being very weird to her assistant. Like out of nowhere. She wasn't even talking to the assistant. She was talking to paparazzi, answering questions. And then once the questions started to get to a place that she didn't want to answer, she looks at her poor assistant's on her phone minding her business. And Blac Chyna turns around and she's like, "You need to stop it." And her assistant's looking at her like, "Stop what? What are you talking about?" So I can't imagine the things that are coming out of her mouth in that courtroom. Cannot. What a mess. What a mess. And then the Met Gala, last but not least, was last night. And the main topic of convo is that Kim and Pete came together as a couple and they switched hair colors. Pete is now at his natural dark hair color, which I think looks a lot better. He looked very fancy in a suit, just a very classic suit. And I think it's the most put together he's ever looked, and it's probably because he was walking next to Kim, you know. And then Kim wore the Marilyn Monroe when she sang Happy Birthday to the President. Okay. And it's like the legit dress, and she got it from Ripley's, believe it or not, because they had the dress. And the stipulation was that she could not make any alterations to the dress, so she could not have it altered. So Kim said that she had to lose, I think, like 16 pounds in 3 weeks to be able to fit into this dress. And she had to wear like super high heels because Marilyn was taller. And she dyed her hair bleach blonde from black like overnight. So she said she's gonna be leaving it blonde for a bit because it needs to like heal up. But yeah, let me know what you thought of the dress. Let me know. I mean, it's very much a Kardashian like thing. Very Kim, because Kourtney's getting a lot of press right now, and it's like she did something that would get people talking, and maybe the people are talking, so she did something right. But yeah, I think that's all I have for you guys. I hope you enjoyed. Subscribe if you are not. I would love to have you a part of this family here, and check out my second YouTube channel that's linked down below. Check out my Patreon as well. I post 3 to 4 extra ASMR videos a month over there, and I have over almost 200 videos that are exclusive to Patreon, including tarot reading videos that are lo-fi ASMR. So if you're interested, everything will be